Hey Ground Classic, this is your commish here. I'm debuting the audio bi-weekly update that I talked about during the preseason and even last year. Don't really have any outline or agenda for this. I'm just going to literally look at my fantasy page and just speak what's on my mind. So let's get started. Looking at the first matchup, which happens to be mine, myself versus Hunter, which turned out to be quite a blowout because I started the season as the week's highest score, 148 points. I saw the opportunity in the draft to get Eckler because I knew that the Gordon situation was probably not going to resolve before the season, and Eckler was actually pretty decent last year in a secondary role, so I saw some potential in there, and it paid off in week one as he put up 36 points. I also had good showings from Prescott and the rookie Jacobs. Nothing impressive about Hunter's team here. Let's look at some more details here. Yeah, man, he had Brees, which put up a decent 22 points. Jones and Edelman put up okay numbers. But apart from that, not very impressive. He scored below 100 points, which is never good in a league like this. So I'm not very impressed with his showing, and we'll see if he comes back week two with a better performance. My squad, on the other hand, like I said, Prescott did well, Eckler did good. Looking to get better production from my wide receivers next week, but all in all, I can't complain about my week one. I already got $5 in my pocket, and I'm going to rack up some more as we move on. So let's move on to the next matchup here. Sexy Rexy versus All Riot. This is probably the least impressive matchup of the week. For Garrett, 99 points. A third of that was from Mahomes, which, not surprised based on his showing last year. But that's actually pretty pathetic that he had 99 points and 35 of those were from his quarterback. But nonetheless, he came out with the win. So, it's a good start to the season. Rexy, on the other hand, everyone knows he was a no-show at the draft, ended up with a subpar team, and that showed in week one. Put up a measly 74 points. So not really an improvement from last year where he slumped as well. Hope for him, though, that he turns it around, because it's always good when he's competitive in this league. All right, let's go on to the next matchup. This one already has some smack talk on the message boards going. You got iced in Suburban Dad Shoes, which is Jamie versus Jamie. There was a lot of hype around the new Jamie joining our league with his smack talk, and I thought he had a pretty good draft as well based on my draft grades I posted a couple weeks, or I guess a week or two ago now. This was a high scoring matchup, and but Jamie showed why. Well, female Jamie showed why she was a champ last year. Already starting off this year with an impressive performance. She had good production from her running back Mac. Let's see who else. Matt Ryan, who was good for her last year, another decent performance to start this year. Cooper, in his first full year with the Cowboys, put up good numbers. All in all, solid performance from her team, and shows that she's going to be competitive again this year, it appears. New Jamie, which I'm going to refer to him as New Jamie in these updates, at least these audio updates. Even though he lost, he put up good numbers and would have beaten a good chunk of the teams this week. Wentz, who had some question marks coming into the year, put up 20 points, which is good. Not very impressed with Juju, but that was a garbage game for the Steelers, so what did you expect? Kamara, Chubb, those are two running backs I was high on, going to the draft. Unfortunately, I didn't really have the opportunity to draft them, but they put up decent numbers. Um, but like I said, New Jamie fell just short. And, he didn't have much else he could do. I mean, looking at his bench, he didn't leave many points on the bench. So, 125 was the best he could have done, I think, and it just wasn't good enough to defeat the defending champ. So let's move on to the next matchup here. Sheen Face versus Shake and Bake, which is Hugo and Richard. Let's get a closer look on this one. This was honestly an embarrassing game for Richard. Hugo had double the points that he had just about. For Richard, Cam a measly 5 points. I mean, how did Cam only put up 5 points? Leonard Fournette, there were some question marks about his health coming into the year. He put up 9 points, which is, okay, but you ideally want much better production from your second running back. Both of his wide receivers below 10 points. Mike Williams didn't even clip 4 points. It was just all in all a terrible game. Meanwhile, on his bench, Lamar Jackson, who just destroyed the Dolphins, put up 41 points on his bench, which is 2/3 of Richard's total score. So that's never a good thing. Meanwhile, Hugo, on the other hand, 37 points from McCaffrey. Can't go wrong there. He was top 2 or 3 pick in probably most drafts, so that's a good start to the season for him. Keenan Allen, he's always been good. The major thing is if he can stay healthy, but starting week 1, that's good numbers from him. 17 points from his kicker, which you can't. You always take all the points you can get. So 17 points from the kicker is good. Baker Mayfield, though, there's a lot of hype around him this year, but he put up a bad 9.4 points. So I'm sure Hugo's hoping for better numbers from him next week. But Hugo's always been a team, hasn't really reached a big stage. He's never really gone past the first round, so I'm sure he's hoping for a strong regular season and to hopefully finally get some playoff success this year, and this is a good start for him. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Run CMC and Bubble Bowl, which is Chris versus Billy. Chris put up a strong 127 points. He's got Rodgers. Rodgers, one of the elite quarterbacks. All in all, Chris did well. You want more from Rodgers than what he put up. He only put up 12.9, so I'm sure you'll need more from that, more from him in the coming weeks if you want to continue to stay competitive. Barkley, 15.9, that's decent, but if he can, get closer to 20, I'm sure that'd be more preferable. Dalvin Cook, when he was healthy, he was really good, and coming into this year, we weren't sure what that would look like for him, if he was going to stay healthy, if he was still going to be productive. But week 1, he got off to a hot start, 25 points, and if he continues that, that'll be really good value for Chris, because I know Cook went, late 2nd, 3rd round, but if he puts up those numbers, those are running back 1 numbers. Josh Gordon, 14.8 points. It's always a good sign that one that he's even playing, so that's good. If he can keep that up, that'll be a good pickup for Chris. Not sure where he drafted him, but I'm sure it was mid to late round. So if he can put up those numbers all year, that'd be good. But never know with these Patriot wide receivers. Plus, Antonio Brown joining the Patriots now, so who knows how that'll dip into Gordon's production. Billy, on the other hand, Ezekiel Elliott, 12.8 points after signing a big new contract. You'd hope for more from him. For a guy who's going first round, one of the top 5 picks. You'd want more from him, and but I'm sure he'll pick it up here since he didn't really play much in the preseason. Derrick Henry, that's a big surprise, 28 points for him. I'm a little skeptical if he'll be able to keep that up, but no, that's don't really have much else to say about that. Big Ben, 9.7. Like I said, in one of the other matchups, Steelers were garbage, so he's even lucky to put up 9 points when Steelers only scored a field goal. But all in all, Billy, 109 points. That's pretty good. But more times than not, you need more than that. You need to hit the 115, 120 mark to win in this league. So congrats, Chris, on that week 1 win. All right, last matchup here, the one that I was eager to talk about. Just My Luck and Kingston Rats. Just My Luck. Really, Brian? Just My Luck? You're going to whine through a team name change and then go on to put up 133 points after you lost your quarterback? It's clear that losing luck was no issue for you this week. So I don't want to hear Just My Luck. Right, let's look at this matchup a little closer. Ingram, no one, I think, predicted that Ingram was going to be 22 points strong in week 1. I thought he was going to be kind of in a platoon situation with the Ravens, but he put up some good numbers. But at the same time, this is against the Dolphins, so we'll see his true colors in the coming weeks when he has tougher matchups. Le'Veon Bell, his Jets debut, 20 points. That's pretty good. And then Brian had pretty good production from both of his starting wide receivers. Apart from that, obviously a good performance, 133 points. Steve, on the other hand, with the Kingston Rats, late Sunday, I thought this was clearly over by then. But come Monday night, Deshaun Watson and the Texans, come surging, and Steve just about came back in this one. He got a combined about 57 points from Watson and Hopkins. But even with the huge games from them, it just wasn't enough. So that's disappointing. But nonetheless, if Steve can put up those numbers each week, he'll be in a good position to get some wins this year. Steve left some, decent points on the bench as well, though. Larry Fitzgerald, 21 points. And then his backup, Kyler Murray. I mean, he wasn't going to start him, but that's good numbers for a backup. So he'll have to balance the question of, is Fitzgerald for real this year, or should he stick with Marvin Jones? But anyways, exciting matchup, and all in all, this is a good week 1. Pretty much all the matchups were competitive. A lot of people put up 120 plus points, and that's a good sign for a competitive year. So good job, everyone. And like I said, this audio update, I had no agenda, I had no notes. I'm literally just looking at my computer screen and just rambling, honestly. And so let me know what you think of this update. Let me know if you like this format. Probably won't do this every week. If you like it enough, maybe alternate it with audio update, written update. But we'll see. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll be putting up a poll. You guys should vote on that. And then finally, we still have 2 people who have not paid up yet. So if you happen to be listening to this, let's see, Garrett and Hunter, you need to pay up. The season started, and at season's end, people are going to want their full money. So please Venmo me. And if you can't do that, please reach out and we'll figure something else out. But in closing, exciting week 1. Your commish is the highest score of the week. No surprises there from my perspective. I'm in first place, and I continue to keep it that way. So until the next update, see ya.